And this is very important. You know why? The Ummah today is being corrupted because they don't understand what shirk is. And people are being killed, and lives are being lost, and the whole war in Syria, the whole war in all of these different places is happening because shirk is not happening. People think that this is far-fetched. You Salafis keep talking about Tawheed and shirk, and all of this is happening in the world. But I'll show you why this is very important. What is shirk? When you associate something with Allah, you make it equal with Allah, or you make it higher than Allah. When you make it equal to Allah, or you make it higher than Allah. I love a certain sport. Is that shirk? No. It could be sinful, it could be mubah, it might not be. طيب. My level of love for that sport becomes equal to Allah. To the extent that I will compromise some of my duties for Allah, and I have this firm, belief towards this sport. Now it could equate to shirk. I love it more than Allah, and this is clear-cut shirk. And we see this on a daily basis. طيب. The reason why this is important now, I want to go back to what I was saying just a minute ago. You find people, they come with a shubha and they say, look, such and such a government is a non-Muslim government, even though they say La ilaha illallah. We don't deem them to be Muslim. Why, my brother? They have riba, they are allowing concerts, and they have whatever. Their policies are legislating something which Allah has not legislated, therefore they are not Muslim. We say to you, my brother, okay, you have just pronounced takfir on this person, you said this person is a mushrik. What is shirk? If a person was to engage in riba, does he become a mushrik? Why? Because of this definition. If a person believes that riba is better than the sharia of Allah, it's shirk. Because he's elevated something above Allah. If a person was to say, now let me ask you a question. If a person was to say, okay, Islamic finance is okay, or not indulging in riba and all that, that's okay, that's good for you, my brother. But riba is also okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, really, if you think about it. I'm buying a house. It's 100 grand. I'm paying about 120. It's going to take me 30 years, 40 years. That's the profit. I understand that. My brother, it says in the Quran, Allah says that riba. No, it's all right. Actually, I think it's all right. What do you think about this now? Why? The person is equating it to Allah's law. If you say anything is equal to Allah and His religion, His law, and His ilm, then you are equating it to Him. Now, this is the matter here. If a person says, I am indulging in riba, my brother, riba is haram, I know, but I'm a weak person. But we need it. I know it's haram, I know it's bad, but we need it in our country because we won't be able to function in the world otherwise. What do you say about that now? Shirk? It's not shirk. He's not equated it to Allah, he's affirmed that it's a sin, and he's not made it higher than the sharia of Allah, and he's affirmed that Allah's law is higher. So this is why this is very, very important, because now what these people have done, they've said, this government, there's no Muslim government in the world, all of them are kuffar, even though they say La ilaha illallah, they established the Hajj, they pray the Salah, etc. None of them are Muslims. So now what they do is they take matters into their own hand, and they've created their own little caliphate, they've created their own little, whatever, and now they're going around killing every single person, even if you say La ilaha illallah. Why? Because you're a mushrik. And they actually believe, and it's in their manifesto, that Mecca, Medina is Darul Harb. It's not even a Muslim land anymore. And this is there. Why? Because they have not understood what shirk is. The Khawarij have taken the word shirk and they've applied taghut and all these things without even understanding them. طيب. Also in the second principle, we saw Shaykh al-Islam mention an ayah, وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُم. And there was a delicate benefit that we took from this last week. Why does Allah say لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ before وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُم? Does anybody